What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'll be covering the ReVamp model and macros, and I'll show you guys some live stuff too, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you didn't take the trade. It wasn't bar replay, right? This guy in the last comment section of my video, get out of here. All right, so I want to start this video out by being on the daily time frame and show you guys why it's so important to look for your fair value gaps. It's very important to look for your fair value gaps as you drop down time frames. I promise you, you need to start doing that. And I haven't covered much order flow, but I am going to start incorporating a lot of order flow in my videos. I cover a lot of time-based concepts on here, but I'm going to bring in a lot of order flow, and it should help you guys. So with that being said, every time I drop down time frames, I'm always looking for that open fair value gap, and my eye jumps there. So looking at this daily time frame, if you were to be looking at sell side down here, the standard order flow is, this is an order block. Price should use this to go lower. That's standard order flow theory from ICT, just basic, right? So when price trades into that, we're expecting a reaction down in the sell side. But the reason why it's important to look for your fair value gaps as you drop down time frames is because that's what negates if you trade off this level or not. So from this point of view, we would be expecting bearish price action. I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour. All right, so we are now on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to show you guys we are under that sell side back here. And this is why it's important to always look for the fair value gaps. So looking up here, you can see it's a wide open fair value gap. We're under sell side. We're likely to see the 50% of that. And that's the mindset you guys need to have when you're dropping down, is always key off the 50%. That's a target. So now, from the order block right here that we thought was an order block on the daily, we're questioning that. Like, is that going to send price lower, or are we just going to trade through it? And why would we trade through it? And obviously we have an open fair value gap here. And that's what sets up an idea. So this is the aftermath of this daily order block, and price went higher. And I'm going to show you guys how to use time to get on side with the daily bias. All right, so we're on the hourly now from the 4-hour. And if we just go back to standard order flow, order block here should hold if we're bullish. Fair value gap here should hold if we're bullish. This is a new week opening gap. And these should hold if you're bullish as well. But the question would be, why are you bullish? Well, you can see here, this is an hourly fair value gap. It's like a refined one from the 4-hour, right? You always look at the 50% of these when you're refining, and don't just drop down to the 1 minute and do it. Just focus on those higher time frame, 4-hour, 1 hour, 15. And then you'll start to learn how to do that fractally. And mind you, you're only doing this at the AM session or the PM session, because price uses those time windows to key off those levels. All right, so I'm going to extend this fib out. And the only thing you need to pay attention to is this green and this red. That's the only thing you need to pay attention to. And I'm saying that because that's what I think when I drop down time frames. I'm not worried about up here and all this right now, because we got to get through these first. So when I drop down and I see the green, I know how far it is from where I'm at, you know? So coming into the 8:30, you can see we run a buy side liquidity pool and shift lower. This right here would also be a VAMP FVG, because it's not meant to be traded to now, but it is meant to be traded to, but not now. So that would be the context of that. In this case, it'd be a breakaway. You'd want to see this as a breakaway gap. You can see prices now turning in that 8:30 to 9 o'clock window, which is my revamp time. You can see FVG form here. And this is a standard SIBI, it's a fair value gap, but it's meant to be traded down into here. As you can see, price delivers. This trade serves you around 2R. So with that logic out the way, what does that mean for this fair value gap here? It's meant to be traded to. So inversions that occur at key levels, so price trades through here, giving you that balanced price range. And this is where you can take your standard trade to the upside here. Letting price hit your TP. So essentially, what I'm doing is giving time-based models here around the AM session that occur a lot of the times. That's what I'm bringing to this channel. All right, so narrowing in on your macro time window here, you can see we purge sell side. Run higher, bullish fair value gap, trades up into an open fair value gap that was meant to be traded to, and then buy side liquidity, right? So that's your macro. All right, so as you can see here, look on the left side, right? Look at the buy side at 24,596. Look at that buy side. Look at the shallow sweep on the right side at 8:30. See how it nudges above that high and then starts breaking down? And now you can start looking at the fair value gap down there that I call my VAMP FVG. The mindset I'm having here is we're putting in bearish fair value gaps at the downside, right? So back to basic order flow, they should hold if we're going lower. So if we're going to go lower, this fair value gap here should hold. There's my TP. And looking at the left side of my screen, the 15-minute, right? I'm identifying that I'm bullish. Look at the buy side at 24,000 that I have. I'm bullish. So me chasing this price lower is not happening. So I'm expecting that fair value gap on the right side that I'm screenshotting to be traded through. Why? Because I'm bullish. So I'm just waiting, and I don't know if it's going to get traded through. I really don't. Until it happens, then my expectation was met. But right now, I'm not interested in being short. I'm bullish. I want that buy side at 24,000. Now you can see we're kind of trading through it, but it's not closed. Now it closed. We like that. So in terms of entry, where do you get in? You could put limits in the fair value gap. You could enter at those consecutive down close candles, or you could wait for the fair value gap to be put in. Here I was a little unsure. I wanted a little bit more confirmation out of this, so I did wait. Now I'm identifying it as buy side because of everything that's happening. Slammed in. stop loss here at the fair value gap, TP at the top, and that looks like decent R. I'm waiting for a fair value gap to come in. So now we have a fair value gap and back to standard order flow. There's an order block. So there's a fair value gap and an order block. We're in that macro window as well. And the lesson I want you guys to take away right now is that VAMP FVG that I'm referring to. You can see that fair value gap on the 1 minute to the left. It's just wide open, right? So your high probability setups are going to form when you have those fair value gaps that are just wide open. You can see me put a limit right in the fair value gap at 24,548. All these screenshots are to the private in the Discord, obviously. You can see this is a live account too at the bottom left. It's just something for example purposes. And what I want, well, there's a TP. All right, so now you guys can see that example happen a little more live in the logic behind the executions. But what I want you to do now is go back to that where I was hitting the entries and watch every time that I was going for SMT, I was looking at the X-ray that was happening. And essentially it's the six sister concept, but I call it X-ray because it's just a better fit for the name. All right, so what I mean is if you see a fair value gap that you want to trade and a TP you want a TP to, obviously for logical reasons, like this is the revamp opening, right? And we ran buy side. This is what you want to look for. You already see ES is down here. That's why I put the question mark. You can see ES is already at this low and Q is still up here. That's what I mean by X-ray. ES is already in the TP and Q is not there, but it's going there because this is already there. And these things help you in live price, not backtest. And my bad if you hear my dogs in the background. Here's another example here. We are above buy side here. And Q is not there yet. And trust me, this will help you a lot if you have a problem with exiting a trade early.